think I already shared my details. Like I'm Srikanth, and currently working as like a cloud architect for like Windows Azure, and I'm having like experience on the technologies like ASP.NET as a technology, and I have worked with like ASP.NET MVC. And in similar way, like when it comes to Windows environment, I'm having experience on like a WPF and Xamarin, like it's a mobile technology. And when it comes to the programming languages, I started my career with VB.NET and C#.NET. So these are the programming languages that what I'm using currently. VB.NET. And when it comes to web technologies, I'm having experience on like HTML and JS and jQuery and like AngularJS. And currently I'm working with the React.js. So currently working with React.js. And when it comes to like a cloud environment, I'm working with like Microsoft, Windows Azure. And my client is Microsoft. I'm a vendor for that one. I'm not a like full-timer on Microsoft. I'm a vendor currently working and working for it's an MNC company. So this is what about my career. We'll start quickly. What is .NET and why .NET is required and like how .NET has evolved. So that is what our today's agenda. Like what is .NET, and in similar way, why .NET is required, why .NET, and how .NET was evolved. How .NET was evolved. So these are the three things that what we are going to do. See now. So basically, I just need your. We just go in a communicative way. Why? Because it's good way for learning. I just want to ask you a simple question. Like, what are the different types of applications that what you are using currently, in general? Apart from, so don't think technically. So, what are the applications we used in general? Guys, anyone?
Like apps.
Right. Fine. Like, what are the in general applications that what we used? Like, we used mobile applications. Fine. Mobile apps, and then so currently we are using like a software that is Zoom software, right, which is used to provide the communication between you and me. Yes or no? So what kind of application it is? Otherwise, if you take like a VLC media player, or if you take like a Windows media player, or if you take like MS Office, first we need to install within our machine and then we use. So such kind of applications are called desktop applications, right? And in similar way,
Window-based
every day, like we may use like facebook.com or google.com or like gmail.com, such kind of websites. So those are called web applications. And in similar way, like if you take some kind of applications which work based on embedded, like those are the console user interface. In petrol pumps, there we are having some missions, and in restaurant billing mechanisms, there we are having different missions are available. So basically those applications are built by using console applications, right? So these are the different kinds of applications that what we are having in general, that what we are using currently. So all these applications are getting categorized into two parts. So the first one is nothing but the standalone applications. So the first one is nothing but standalone applications, and the second one that what we are having here it is distributed applications. Distributed applications. So do you know what is the difference between standalone and distributed applications? Because it's not a new terms for you, maybe I guess in your academics you come across like what is standalone application and what is distributed application. Anyone? Like Geeta?
Hello?
Yeah. So I think you know about very well about like what is standalone application and what is distributed application.
Yeah, distributed means social media.
Okay. Standalone.
Standalone means your personal website, we are having like Gmail, Yahoo, like that.
Okay. So basically, that is not exactly. I think you work completely on web technologies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fine. So let me explain you the differences between like standalone application and distributed application. So standalone application is nothing but we may call this as single user applications. Single user applications. That means at a time a single user can communicate with that applications. The best example for that one is like if we take a notepad application. At a time, a single user can communicate with that application. And if we want to use this application, we need to install within the machine. So that means if we take like MS Office application, okay, MS Office application, if you wanted to work, suppose if you wanted to prepare a resume, first we need to download MS Office and then we install within our machine, and then only we are able to prepare our resume, right? Without installation, is it possible to prepare your resume by using MS Office software? It's not at all possible. So such kind of things, like such kind of applications are called standalone applications. The best example for that one is like all the mobile applications. Suppose I just wanted to play a game by using my mobile. Suppose like if you take a Temple Run is the game that I just wanted to play by using my mobile. If that is the case, first we need to install. That means first we need to download and then we install and then we can use. Suppose my friend wants to play the same game. Again, he need to download and again he need to install, and then only he is able to play with the game. So such kind of applications are called standalone applications. So at a time, a single user can communicate with that application. So if another user wants to communicate, again he need to install within his machine. So that is where we call it as a single user application. So what are the examples we are having for the single user applications? That means what are the different types of applications? All the mobile applications and all the console applications and all the Windows applications and Windows apps. So these are the examples for the standalone applications or single user applications. Now what is meant by distributed application? What is meant by distributed application? So exactly opposite, like exactly vice versa. I mean opposite. So if the application is used by multiple users at a single time, is called distributed application. Is called distributed applications. And the next advantage is, and no need to install in user's machine. So once we get that application, no need to install. So the best example for that one is like Facebook.com. If you wanted to work with the, I mean, if you want to use the Facebook application, no need to install. Simply we'll open a browser and then we'll send a request by using like the browser www.facebook.com. Then automatically the request is going to the server and we are getting the response in the form of client. So here for the distributed application, we need to have some client and server architecture. So we need to have a client and we need to have a server. So this is what we are having. Now here client is nothing but from where we are going to access that particular application. I'm going to access anything like any type of web application by using a browser. So according to my scenario, a client is nothing but a browser and server is nothing but it's a simple mission, like where our application is exist, where our accessing application has been installed. Understand? So like that we are having client and server, like that we are having client and server. So this is what the differences between standalone application and distributed application. Now let me conclude you like why .NET. So basically .NET is used to build standalone as well as distributed applications. Distributed applications. Clear? Why .NET is required? That means by using a single .NET, we are able to build either it may be mobile application or it may be console application or it may be a Windows application, and as well as we are able to build the distributed applications. Those are nothing but like web applications. So when it comes to the distributed applications, the example for that one is, so it may be a web application or RESTful services. That means once we create a RESTful service, so we can use the same service for multiple type of applications. So that is also one kind of distributed application. So these are the different things that what we can do. We'll check it up later, like what is the RESTful service, right? So what is .NET means? I mean, why .NET means by using .NET we are able to build different kinds of applications. So those are nothing but either it may be standalone application or you can develop the distributed applications. Fine. Okay. Why .NET is concluded. Now the next question here it is, what is .NET? Is .NET is a programming language, guys? Is .NET is a programming language?
It
Uh,
is a programming language.
as
Hello.
far as as far as I know, it's just a framework, and we can use C sharp as a language to build applications.
Right, good. And what's your, I mean, what about Gita? What's your understanding around, like, oh, is that a programming language?
Yeah, all the frameworks we are using the different types.
Right.
What I say is, it is a programming language, and
Hmm.
all the applications can be used in .NET like Java.
Hmm.
It's more for abstraction encapsulation like that we have.
It's an object-oriented programming. Fine.
It's an object-oriented programming too. I think.
Okay. So what about Mira? Mira Rani?
No, I have no idea about it.
Okay, good. What about Naveen Kumar?
Uh, I went first actually.
Didn't get you?
I was the one who said like .NET is like a framework, and
Okay, okay, okay. So, like, let me explain you clearly. So basically, it is not a programming language. It is not a programming language. So it's a collection of programming languages. It is collection of programming languages. So what are the different types of and you know, like, how many programming languages it supports? It supports around 60 plus programming languages. 60 plus programming languages. 60 plus programming languages. Programming languages. It supports around 60 plus programming language, and it's not a technology. It is not a technology. So do you know, like, what is a technology? So technology is limited for only some kind of application development. Suppose if you take, let me show you the different technologies that are available in the market. If you take like ASP.NET, ASP.NET is web technology. Okay, ASP.NET, it's a web technology. It's a web technology used to build only web applications. And if you take, I mean, Xamarin. So I'm talking about only the .NET environment. So it's like if you take Xamarin, so which is used for only mobile applications, mobile apps. If you, that means we can build only mobile applications. And if you take like a WPF, so WPF, then we are able to build only Windows applications. Windows applications. That means that like large scale applications. So that means each and every technology you may take, either it may be ASP.NET or ASP.NET MVC or Xamarin or WPF, and like that we are having ADO.NET. We use it to communicate with only databases. We can't do anything by using ADO.NET, some other things. So such kind of things are nothing but a technology. So a technology is limited only for the particular application development. We can't able to develop different applications by using the technologies. I mean, different types of things we can't able to do by using particular technology. That means by using ASP.NET, I can't able to build the console application. By using Xamarin, I can't able to build the web applications. By using WPF, I can't able to build the distributed applications. That means technology is limited to only that particular type of application. Now here, it's not a technology, and it is a collection of technologies again. It is a collection of technologies. So what are the collection of technologies we have means? We have different kinds of technologies. So examples are, we have ASP.NET is a web technology, and we have like ADO.NET is a technology used to communicate with the database. And in similar way, Xamarin is a technology used to build the mobile applications, and WPF is one technology used to build the Windows applications, etc. So it's not even single technology, it's a collection of technologies and a collection of programming languages. Then why, what is .NET again? So is that is a software? It is not a software. It's not a software basically. So then what is .NET? It is a framework. Okay, .NET is a framework. And when it comes to the technical definition, like according to the MSD and Microsoft Developer Network, we have a website from the Microsoft, and there we are having like MSDN is the website. There you can find out like each and everything. like the definitions and each and everything for each and with respect to the .NET. So according to them, .NET is a framework. .NET is a .NET is a framework, and it is a runtime environment. .NET is a framework and it's a runtime environment. Now, what is meant by a framework? A framework is collection of things. Collection of things. Together we call it as. Together we call it as framework. So what are the collection of things we are having here? So the collection of things are nothing but, collection of things are nothing but the first one, collection of programming languages, and in similar way we are having collection of technologies, and in similar way in .NET we are having collection of libraries. Those are nothing but the class libraries. So what is a class library? We'll see later. Collection of class libraries. These things together we call it as a framework. So a framework is nothing but it is not limited to particular one. So we have many things, like either it may be a collection of programming languages, collection of technologies, and we can develop like a collection of applications, different types of applications also we can develop. So collection of apps we can do by using a .NET. So that is nothing but a framework. Understand? And what is meant by runtime environment? So a runtime environment is nothing but it's a CLR. So runtime environment is nothing but it's a CLR. See where CLR stands for Common Language Runtime. Let me discuss tomorrow like what is Common Language Runtime. I will just discuss with the Common Language Runtime later. So this is about the .NET. So now when it comes to a .NET is not a programming language and it's not a technology and it's not a software as well. A .NET is a framework and it's a runtime environment or execution time environment. And framework means it's a collection of things. Like what are the collection of things we have in the .NET means? We have collection of programming language support, and we have collection of technology support, and we have collection of class libraries, and we're able to build the collection of applications. Like each and every application belongs to different type. And it's also a runtime environment. And here the runtime environment is nothing but the Common Language Runtime. Why we call it as Common Language Runtime, we'll check it up later. Maybe by tomorrow we'll come to know like what is CLR. Now, why .NET is used? Like .NET is used to build the standalone applications. So we are able to build the standalone applications, and as well as we are able to build the distributed applications. So this is what we are having. That means why .NET is required for us. So that means by using a single .NET, we are able to build the different kinds of applications, like mobile applications you can develop, desktop applications you can develop, web applications you can develop, and console applications. These are the 4 types of applications that what we are using according to the current scenario. I mean current industry standards. Now, how .NET was evolved? So what is the evolution? That means before .NET also we have different programming languages are there and different technologies are available. But why people are editing with the .NET nowadays means, so like let me explain you before .NET. I'm talking about like 1970s scenario. So before 1970s we are having 3 types of programming languages are available in the market. So the first one is nothing but it's a COBOL programming language, and we are having Pascal is one programming language, and we are having Fortran is one programming language. So like that we are having 3 types of programming languages are available in the market, and each and everything is used to build some kind of applications. At that time we don't have any GUI applications. Okay, like we don't have any graphical user interface. Graphical user interface is nothing but now here this is an application for each and everything. Instead of text we are getting some image. Suppose I just wanted to get the remote control, then we are getting some mouse symbol, and if I wanted to pause we are getting some symbol, and if I wanted to share I'm getting some symbol, and if I wanted to check the participant then I'm having some other symbol. So each and everything is nothing but it's a GUI based applications. But at that time, like in 1970s we don't have any GUI facilities. In 1970s I'm talking about. So at that time we don't have any GUI facilities applications. We are having only 3 types of applications. Those are nothing but, the first one is nothing but scientific applications. Scientific applications. And the second one that what we are having here, it is business application. So business applications, and we have mathematical applications. Mathematical applications. So these are the different kinds of applications that what we have in general, I mean in 1970s, and each and everything is a console applications. We don't have any graphical user interface applications. And here we have a problem. So what is the problem means, suppose I just wanted to build some scientific applications, then I need to know about the COBOL, and I just want to learn some Pascal, such kind of thing application. That means some business application I wanted to build, then I need to know about the Pascal. And I just want to build like mathematical application, I need to know about the Fortran. So these are the different programming languages we need to know, like if you wanted to develop different kinds of application. That is a drawback that what they faced, that means what the developer they faced at that time. So to overcome the drawback, in 1972, maybe I guess, and a programming language was introduced that is called C programming language. And by using C programming language, at a time we are able to build all the 3 types of applications. So we are able to build all the 3 types of applications. So this is what we are having, understand? And C is a procedure oriented programming language. Procedure oriented programming language, basically it's a procedure oriented programming. Basically by using C language, like we can write the code by using with the help of functions. So we can't able to write anything apart from that one. So the differences between like object oriented and procedure oriented is, we'll talk about that one later. Basically let me give you like what are the drawbacks we are having in procedure oriented programming language. When it comes to procedure oriented programming, procedure is nothing but it's a function. Everything we can write within the function, that's it. And the drawbacks here it is for the procedure is, we don't have features like, the first feature is the first feature here it is code reusability. That means reusability is not there, reusability. And the second one, we don't have any security for the code. So these are the drawbacks that what we are having. So here by using like COBOL, Fortran, Pascal, what are the drawback means, for different kinds of applications, we use different programming languages. And if it is a C language, we don't have the features like, so the main drawback for the feature, I mean, is it's not an object oriented programming. Because if it is not an object oriented programming, the drawback is we don't have the features like reusability and security. And later on, like in 1980s maybe I guess, so from the C programmers, they come up with a programming language that is called C++. Okay, C++. And by using C++, we are able to build all kinds of applications, and it's an object oriented programming. That means we have the features like reusability and security is also can be possible by using C++ programming language. But the drawback here it is, it's completely CUI based application. That means we don't have any graphical user interface. So we don't have any graphical interface, and we can't able to build all kind of applications. All kind of application means nowadays like each and everything we are accessing by using internet. So we can't able to build a web application by using C++ programming language. That is one of the drawback that what we are having. So to overcome the drawback in 1990s, so they have, that means from the Sun Microsystems, they created a programming language that is called Java, and it's a pure object oriented programming, and we can build any kind of application. We can build all the different kinds of applications. Different kinds of applications, like we are able to build standalone as well as we are able to build standalone as well as we are able to build distributed by using a single programming language that is called Java. Then here your question. So if Java is built all the programming, all the type of applications, then why we used .NET instead Java? Why you used .NET instead of? Can anyone answer for this question? Anyone? Right. Guys, can anyone answer for this question? These are the evolutions that what we're having from 1970 to 1990. And .NET was released actually in 2002. So in 2002, .NET was released. Right. Can anyone answer for this question?
Hello?
Maybe .NET has a better user interface to develop applications than Java.
Okay. Any ideas? Remaining.
Compared with Java programming, .NET is very easy. So all the languages what we have discussed, C, Java, C++, or Java and all, we can use in .NET framework. All the programming languages can be done in it.
Right. There is a one great feature that what we are having. And then basically it's having many many advantages. Like .NET was released on 2002, but it contains like many advantages. One second. Right, it contains many advantages, and there is no comparison between .NET and Java. Why? Because it's a framework. Okay, so .NET is a framework, but not Java. Java, it's a programming language, so there is no comparison between a programming language and a framework. And Java does not have a feature that is called language interoperability. So we'll discuss what about language interoperability. And like whenever if you wanted to go for the comparison between like C#, .NET and Java, why? Because C#, .NET is the programming language that what we are using currently. If you want to go for the comparison between C#, .NET and Java, C#, .NET is an object-oriented programming language, and Java is also an object-oriented programming language. And like that, we have like here access modifiers different. Okay, so whatever the features that what we have, like when it comes to object-oriented programming, like encapsulation, abstraction, polymorphism, and inheritance, the same features we are having in Java. And what are the concepts we are having, like multi-threading is one concept. The same concept is there. So each and everything is common, but only the difference between like Java and .NET, that's a C# .NET is, we have like C# .NET was derived from the C language. That means anyone can easily learn. But when it comes to the Java, it's completely different syntax when compared to the C language. That is the one, difference that what I find. Like if you know how to work with the C language, then easily you can turn it into like a C. Easily you can learn in C++. And if you know about the C++, then usually you can learn like C# .NET. So that is a great advantage that what we're having. And like that, we have many differences are available. Like there we don't have any pointers support. And suppose if you are a Java developer and you wanted to build the applications by using like a .NET framework, then for you, we have a programming language that is called J#.NET. So the complete syntax is similar to Java only. Suppose if you are familiar with for the Java developer, so this is for the Java developer who wants to build the applications by using .NET. So for the Java developers who wants to build apps using .NET, so that is one programming language support is available. And in similar way, I'm very much familiar with C++ programming language. Then for me, they are having one programming language that is called VC++. Okay, so this is VC++ is the programming language from the Visual Studio, from the Microsoft. So this is for the C++ developer. That means if you are familiar with C++, then you can do that one. And in similar way, we have a beautiful programming language is available here that is called C#.net, used by many people, many developers nowadays. 99% of the applications are built by using C#.net only as the backend code. Okay, and only remaining like a few percent, like 4 to 5% of the applications are built by using VB.net or some other thing. So this is what we are having. Just give me a minute, please. Fine. So this is the advantages, like great advantage that what we are having. But if you want to build any application by using Java, there is no flexibility. So first you should learn the Java code, Java advanced Java, like that first you should learn, then only we are able to build. But here, so for the developer we have a flexibility, like whatever the prior programming knowledge a developer is having, based on that he'll go with that particular programming language. So there is a great advantage with the .NET that what we are having. .NET was released as 1.0 version. And what is the current version? What is the current version of .NET framework? That what we are using? 4.7,
7, I think. I think I saw it today.
right. So yeah,
I think
that's right.
4.
The current version of the .NET framework is, so .NET framework is 4.7. Good. 4.7 version that what we are using currently. And when it comes to C#.NET, what is the current version for the C#.NET? It's a 7.0 is the current version, but it's a beta version that what we are having when it comes to C#.NET. But the latest version is 6.0. 6.0 is the latest, and beta version is also released. Like beta version means like user testing. 7.0 is released, and for this one, for the .NET also, they released a beta version that is called 5.0, 5x version basically. That's a major version that what we are having. Understand, 5x version. So this is also beta. I mean, ready to be released basically. So this is what we are having. Now, if you want to do work with the .NET, so we need to have some software requirements, like for the, that means, so why we need to use the Java means, so this is the answers. This is many other answers, and we have like many things to discuss. We'll discuss like going forward, like in when it comes to the programming. I'll show you like the differences what we are having. Suppose if you take an access modifier in C#.NET, we are having 5 access modifier, but in there we don't have 5. Only we have 4 access modifiers are available. And the next one, we don't have any pointers concept in Java, but here we have some pointers concepts are available, and we have delegates. Such kind of things are available. We'll discuss on going forward. So what are the software requirements are here, like software requirements for to build applications by using .NET means. So the first one is nothing but Windows operating system, and second one we have Visual Studio. So what is a Visual Studio? And each and everything we'll discuss, don't worry about it. So Visual Studio. And the third one, we need to have a database support. Mostly people are using Microsoft SQL Server. So Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Once we install SSMS, so we simply call it as SSMS. So we call it as SSMS, and here Visual Studio. Either you can go with the 2015 and the current version that what we are having 2017. That's up to you. Anything you can go. And when it comes to the operating system, so the current according to the trend, that's up to you. Like Windows operating system, that is 10. If you want to install, you can, or 7. That's up to you. Okay, there is no problem at all. And Visual Studio 2015 or 17, and Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, the current version. We have like 2015 is also there, but you can go with the 2014 or 2015 or 2012. There is no issues. And the fourth software that what we need to have here, it is like a MS Office. So these are the four softwares that what we need to have, like whenever if you want to build any kind of application by using .NET. Understand? So guys, like if you have any doubts, just let me know. Just unmute or let me unmute. Right.
Do we
Right,
have
tell me. Like
SSRS
if you have
reports
any
in this
doubts, just
.NET?
let me know. Yes.
Do we have SSRS reports also?
No, I'm not talking about the SSRS reports, but I'm going to show you like how to prepare the reports by using Crystal reports.
Yeah, actually I worked on it. So do we get in this? I'm asking.
I didn't get you. Come again.
Actually, I worked on it on
Okay.
SSRS report. Do we
Okay.
have advanced session in this? In our session, do we have any advanced stage?
Advanced stage means, I mean,
Uh, like
like how to prepare reports by using SSRS.
yeah.
No, actually, like according to my syllabus, like that what I have got from the Naresh Institute.
Okay.
I'm going to cover like how to work with crystal reports. They
Crystal
mentioned
report.
there, so I'm going to cover that one till that. But if you
Okay.
need like one example, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Like how to prepare like SSRS. And nowadays, even people are not using SSR reports. People are using like Power BI reports.
The last 2 years, 1.5 year back, I worked on SSRS. So I'm asking,
Uh,
which stage we are using in
no, no, no.
SSRS.
Currently, the complete reports are going to be prepared by using Power BI. It's a good thing
Okay.
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Next.
you.
Yeah, fine. What about Mira? Is it understand?
Yeah, but
Do you
like
have any doubts?
it's for new, so I little confused about this new, so I prepared.
Can you speak a bit louder? I can't able
Yeah,
to hear you. It seems you don't have a website. I mean headset, right?
I'm fresher.
Okay, okay. What about Navid? Is it understand? Or do you have any queries?
Yes, it looks good, sir. But can you just give a brief overview of what the RESTful service was? You just gave like a
Right. RESTful service is nothing but like basically what happened means in real time. We need to build the applications, and to build the applications, we never write the code like by using a single layer. We are following like multiple layers architectures. That is the case. What happened means each and every time instead of communicating with the server, I mean writing the code by in within the application development itself, we are going to prepare the code which is going to communicate with the server in a separate layer. So that is called RESTful service. That what we have. So by writing there, then we are able to get the complete things. I'll show you that means like what is RESTful service. Actually, here this is not going to be covered. I mean, according to the syllabus, I'm going to show you like how to prepare a web service or Windows service, and how they're going to access the data by using that one. That's a different scenario actually.
okay.
I'll let you know. Like it's something like communicating with the server asynchronously. Asynchronous in the sense like instead of sending the complete data, whatever the data you want to get. Like the best example for that one is I'm going to tell you. We have like cricket scoreboards, right? Like if you take cricket for website, there we are not sending the complete page. Like we are sending some calls by using Ajax. In the back end, they have written the code by using WCFR web service. Or nowadays, people are using web APIs. So that's completely different scenario. Web application. Right? We will talk about that one later. Next,
Okay.
Naveen, do we have any queries? Naveen, are you there?
It's okay. Good.
Fine, right? No issue. I'll stop here. We'll continue tomorrow. And tomorrow also we'll start sharp 6 o'clock. Please be on time. So why? Because we have only 1 hour to discuss. So that is the reason. I think it's better to start at exactly sharp 6 o'clock. I'm ready to take at 6 o'clock, and we'll have session till 7. And tomorrow session I'm going to explaining you how the code execution process will be. Okay. Thank you guys and have a nice day. Bye bye.